So for the last couple of weeks, I have been on a little bit of a mission to declutter my entire apartment. Last week, I did my closet declutter, and this week I am tackling my makeup. Last time I did a makeup declutter, I looked back and it was actually about 8 or 9 months ago, so way overdue. And my goal was to whittle down my makeup collection so that it would fit into a oversized makeup bag. This is the bag that I chose. It's one from Sephora that I got, and it fits a whole lot. So if you go back and watch that video, I ended up keeping a lot of makeup, and it has since crept its way back into my makeup vanity slash desk. And over these past 8 months, I've had a lot of time to really sit down and play with the makeup that I decided to keep and really get an idea of what I actually use, what I reach for on an everyday basis. But looking back, makeup was definitely one of the things that I would impulse buy a lot and that I would be drawn to anytime I saw my favorite influencer or YouTuber or anyone using the product. And it felt special. It felt special to know that Desi Perkins and I were using the same highlighter. The thing that was starting to happen as I kept buying more and more makeup is that the idea of using something up before purchasing a replacement was becoming completely foreign to me. There's this perpetual newness, and with makeup, for me, it's always been that much more intriguing and that much more accessible. And now I'm starting to see a lot more value in things like Project Pan and actually getting use out of the things that we buy. So for me, it's time to say goodbye to a lot of this makeup. So let's get into the declutter. Okay, so this is the makeup pile. I didn't do my nails for this. These containers I got from Winners. I've seen a lot of people get these containers from like Muji. I think I want to sort of narrow it down to maybe like 2 of them. This is really messy and kind of all over the place. Mascara, eyebrow stuff, face palettes and bronzers, and some random eyeshadows. These are all my lip products here, some blushes and some highlighters. So let's start decluttering this. Okay, so this is everything that is in my foundation, concealer, base sort of drawer. This one is my favorite sunscreen. It's the EltaMD UV Clear. This is the tinted one. I actually bought the tinted one by accident, but I actually really like it. This is one SPF that does not break me out, and my skin is actually pretty reactive to SPF, so I really like this one. This is the other SPF that I use. I just sort of had it lying around. It's the Umbrella SPF 60. It's just a broad spectrum SPF, and I do use it together with the EltaMD. I'm pretty serious when it comes to my SPF. This from Chanel is a beautiful foundation. One thing I did mention in my last makeup declutter was that I wanted to go cruelty-free when it came to getting any replacements. So I won't be repurchasing this particular foundation, even though it's beautiful. It really blends beautifully with the skin. It has a really nice finish, but I bought this many years ago. Like, it kind of smells now. So this time I'm actually going to throw it out. So these two are face primers, the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow. This is really beautiful, but I never use it. My skin is pretty oily, so I don't really feel I need these sort of illuminating products. And this is pretty expired. I haven't used it at all since I decided to keep it last year. I love Charlotte Tilbury products, but I'm gonna toss it. And then this is from Sicily. It was gifted to me. It's actually really nice and sort of pearlescent. It's supposed to be like a primer slash illuminator. It gives like a nice glow, but I never use it, and it's really old, so toss. Going into concealers, I have a few here. This is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I love this concealer. I actually got it in the shade medium, and I used it sort of as like a corrector. But this is pretty expired. It looks really gross. I think it's like 3 years old, and I haven't been using it probably in the last month or 2, so I'm gonna throw it out. Out of the concealers that I do use, it is these ones. So this is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Light to Vanilla. This is pretty well loved. I do like this for covering up scars, things like that. It's not too drying, and I really like it, but I think NARS is not cruelty-free anymore. So when this runs out, I probably will not repurchase it. And then the one that I used up very recently, so this you've seen in my previous makeup declutter, it's the Hourglass. I don't even know what it's called anymore. All the name has rubbed off, but look, I got it down pretty much to the nub. I heard the RMS Uncover Up Concealer was really nice. It's a little more balmy and sort of hydrating, I would say. So the NARS, I would say, is a little more drying and thicker, whereas this one is more balmy and blendable. I will like mix together, use interchangeably, all with this one. I don't really wear a lot of foundation, but I do like to layer up my concealers to create a base, so that's why I have so many, and these ones are all on the go, so I'm gonna keep them. And here we have an OG Glossier, you guys. There was a lot of hype around this when it first came out. It's really nice, but I'm not using it anymore. I'm gonna get rid of it. And in terms of foundations, I only decided to keep one. This is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. It's really blendable, really natural. It doesn't break me out, surprisingly. I've heard a lot of people say that this breaks them out. And this is what we've got for my face base now, you guys. Not bad. This is the highlighter pile. This has been whittled down quite a lot over the years, and this is what I've been left with. And a couple things right away, I can see what I want to get rid of. The first thing I'm going to get rid of is this Milk Makeup highlighter in Lit. It's actually a little bit dark for my skin. I don't know how to keep this looking nice and clean on Milk Makeup. It gets really gross, but you get quite a lot of product in there, which is kind of a shame. I did really enjoy using this, but it just never really worked out for me. This is a random eye oil that I'm going to get rid of. This is the Hourglass highlighter, the strobe highlighting powder in the color Incandescent. It's just really nice, like ethereal highlighter. It just adds like a little lit from within glow that Hourglass is so well known for. And I do wear this quite often, so I'm gonna keep this one. This one's actually going to be in the, look how gross that is, oh my God. This one, I don't know why I don't reach for it that often, but it is the case. It's a beautiful highlighter. It is the, what is this? Champagne Flash from Hourglass. This one was like a really popular highlighter in like 2018-19. It's really nice, really blendable. You get quite a bit of product in there. A little goes a long way. And I do always enjoy it when I do reach for it. So I'm gonna try to use it a little bit more. The packaging is beautiful. I always love my Hourglass products, so I'm gonna keep this one. Remember when RMS Living Luminizer had its day in like 2016, 2017? I've had this since then. Nothing weird is going on with it, which is kind of interesting because it's like a clean beauty brand and I find they tend to expire a little faster. I use this actually quite a lot. I would say it doesn't really last long on the cheeks, but it still looks really nice and mine's pretty mangled. I'm gonna keep using it though, I really like it. I have two Glossier highlighters. One is in the shade Quartz and the other is in the shade Moonstone. I am so bad at swatching, I don't know. I still use the Moonstone quite a lot, but the Quartz one I really don't ever use anymore. So I'm gonna toss the Quartz and hold on to the Moonstone. So this has barely been used. It is the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, but it's the glowy one. I've seen some people use it as a setting powder and I don't think that's what it's for. It's kind of like a rose gold champagne-y kind of color. I don't really ever use it. I bought it because I liked how it looked on Desi Perkins many years ago. Barely used, so I'm gonna give it away. And then same with this one. This is the NARS Fort de France highlighter. This is a beautiful highlighter. I think it looks so gorgeous on so many different skin tones. This was like another cult favorite in like 2017, 2018. Yeah, everybody was talking about it at the time and I just wanted to see what the hype was about. It was like such a favorite for so many years, but never really use it. Okay, so this is what we have for the eyeliner, brow products, and mascaras. First thing off the bat I can see is this Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. This is my favorite mascara. It's just really nice for every day. It kind of reminds me of the Glossier Lash Slick Mascara, which I also really enjoy, but sort of flakes into my eyes as it gets sort of old. This one doesn't do that. It provides some really nice separation, some nice volume. I haven't even opened this yet, but it's the Hourglass Caution Mascara. For me, I'm pretty picky when it comes to mascara because mine transfers on my eyelids quite a lot. I have very oily lids. Look at this packaging, damn. So I heard this one is really good. I heard it really doesn't transfer a lot, especially on the lower lash line. So I'm going to see how it goes with it. In terms of brows, that's probably where I spend most of my time in my makeup routine, and right now I'm interchanging between these 4 pencils. These 3 are from Oakenfort. They were gifted to me, so I'm just using them up, and I just sort of mix these 3 colors together. I basically have no brows. I plucked my eyebrows when I was really young, and they have not really ever grown back, so I have to draw them in. I do have them microbladed, but I haven't gotten that redone either, so it's quite faded, so I'm really reliant on these pencils. I can't find anywhere on their website if they're cruelty-free or not, which makes me assume that they are not. And the packaging on these, it's really nice, but it's really cheap. Once these are done, I'm just gonna move on to something else. I'm not really married to these at all. They're just something that I'm using right now. And then to get some hair-like strokes when I draw in my eyebrows, I've been using the Hourglass Arch Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil. It's got a really teeny tiny tip to it, so you can actually really get in there and do a lot of hair-like strokes. Just makes it look a little bit more natural. I like to have a decent looking brow where it looks like I have actual hairs. This one is more new to me. It's the Hourglass Arch Soft Brow in Brunette. It's got a huge spoolie to it. I think this is way too big for what my brows need, but if you have a bushier kind of Brooke Shields kind of brow, this is probably really going to be useful for you, and I heard this had a lot of good reviews. I think I actually really do prefer my boy brow to this one. I don't think I decluttered anything in here. It's because I actually use all of this, so. These are all of my blushes. I was definitely a blush addict in the day. I only really use a couple of them. This you saw in my last declutter video. I don't know if it's quite expired yet because it is a clean beauty brand. It's from Kier White. I feel like that term is a little suspect these days anyway, but it's her cream blush in the color Sun Touch. I really like this blush. Nothing really weird is happening to it. It does feel pretty luxurious, and this is reusable, so if I do decide to get rid of this, I can reuse this and get a replacement. So it helps kind of minimize waste that way. I have all 4 of the original cloud paints from Glossier. I was obsessed with these for a good year. Out of these 4, I really only use Puff and Dusk. I haven't touched them since my last declutter 8 months ago. I think I was waiting to use them for the summertime, but I haven't touched them whatsoever. I kind of find them like a little bit of a pain sometimes to reach for and blend out and just spend that time. So I'm gonna toss them. This is another one that I really did enjoy. The reason why I don't love milk makeup or reach for milk makeup out of my collection that much is like I don't really love the packaging. It's really messy and gets really gross. Like I never know if I want to take the blush from this part or from here. It just looks just not pleasant. It's probably not that clean, but this is a beautiful color. What I would recommend if you ever want to try a milk makeup product, just because the packaging is so kind of fumbly, I find. It's really easy to use. Like it glides on the skin really well, blends really nice, but the packaging itself is just kind of annoying. So I would recommend a mini if you want to try any of their stuff, but this is the color Perk. Peachy pink kind of color, looks really nice on a lot of skin tones, I think. Blends really well, but I never really touched this. This makes me sad because I really like these multi-sticks from Bite Beauty, but I never, ever use them. I have them in the color Blonde, Brioche is probably the most used one, Cashew, and Almond. These were really popular, I would say, in like 2016, 2017, especially when that sort of 90s monochromatic makeup look was really hot. But I just find I never ever go for these. These are a really nice formula though. You sort of have to warm them up on your hand. So I would take it off your hand and then sort of tap it on the face or the eyes that way. Honestly, I would recommend these. I just never use them. So I don't know. I don't know if these are like a giveaway or if I need to throw them out, but I'm not using them and that's the point. This is gonna be like a multi-category. These are my bronzers, eyeshadows, and palettes. So this is the Nude Sticks Soft and Smoky palette in collaboration with Melissa Alatorre. I never use these. I love Melissa Alatorre's makeup. I love her smoky eyes and everything that she does. And I love this color on her. This is the Lip crayon. It's like a really cool like Bordeaux wine kind of lip color. It's in the color Raven. It's a color that I naturally gravitate towards, but I don't actually quite feel my best in when I do wear it. And it's a little bit dark for me as a blush. And out of the eyeshadows, probably this taupe one is the one that I have worn most often, but it all just translates a little bit dark on me. It sort of sets my features back instead of bringing them forward and making them look bigger and brighter and more prominent. I think all of this is just like a little too dark for me and I never ever reach for it, so I'm gonna give it away. Since we're talking about eyeshadow palettes, this is the Marc Jacobs Scandalized palette. You can see how I have barely touched it. I don't know, I don't wear eyeshadow that much, and when I do, I usually go for these two and just blend them in as one color, so I'm gonna give this away. It's barely touched. There's some eyeshadow fans in my life who will really enjoy this, and I will never ever use this color. And since we were talking about eyeshadow, when I do wear it, it's really only these two Tom Ford cream shadows that I end up using. This one is in mixed bronze and I use that most often. It blends really well. The texture is like really bouncy. These are really old and nothing strange has happened to them. And I've actually heard that about these eyeshadows before, is that they just last forever. They stay blendable. You can build them up and just change the sort of dimension of the color. For me, that little bit of bronziness with like, and if I want to add the topper to be a little bit more glam, that's like really all I need. It's all I ever use. And I think it just looks really effortless and kind of chic to have like minimal kind of eyeshadow when I do feel like wearing it. And then this is like a peachy kind of color. It actually looks not bad against my brown eyes, but Matilda talks about this color a lot, that she really enjoys it. I think this is all I need. I have two face palettes here. They're both from Hourglass and I use them both, I'd say, on a fairly regular basis. This one I use all the time. This is definitely part of my everyday makeup routine. I use all three of these. They blend really beautifully. I just really like to use it. It's like a pleasure to use it. Illume Sheer Color Trio from Hourglass. And then this I use more in the winter time, or I use these two shades as a setting powder for my under eye area. It's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette Volume 4. I know the Hourglass palettes are pretty pricey and pretty fancy, but I do really enjoy them. They're a really nice formula. I'd say they're definitely worth it if you want like an everyday easy kind of palette, but I would recommend this one, the cream one, more than this one. So I hope they come out with the cream palette again soon because it's really lovely. Okay, so these are all of my bronzers. And you can see I haven't really added too many new things to my collection since my original declutter. Bronzers are probably my favorite thing to wear and switch out and experiment with when it comes to my makeup routine. If I am wearing eyeshadow, it's usually a bronzer, but there are some here that I don't really use at all. Makes me sad because it's beautiful, and it is the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light Bronzer. I've seen a lot of people talk about this, they love it. It's really blendable and has like a really nice sort of subtle glowy undertone to it. It doesn't go weird or patchy or anything, but this one for me, it looks a little bit red and muddy on my skin. I can't really quite get it to work for me, so I'm gonna give it away. This is another bronzer that I really liked, but I haven't reached for it in probably the past 6 months. It's the Milk Makeup Cream Bronzer in Baked. This actually it's a really nice bronzer. It blends really well. It doesn't go patchy, it lasts really long, but I just straight up haven't used this, so I think this one is gonna be a toss. And out of the bronzers that I enjoy and use quite often and want to keep, it is gonna be these three. So this is the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze and Tantastic. This was limited edition, but it was so popular that they made it permanent, and I'm glad they did. It's really nice and sort of neutral. It works really well on my fair skin when I have a tendency to look really orange. It's huge. And then the other one I really enjoy and use a lot of is this Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. I cannot say that more than once. The highlighter is sort of champagne-y gold. I really enjoy wearing it, and the bronzer again is just like a really neutral, easy bronzer that you can use as a contour or a bronzer, and I use it a lot for both. And then this beast, the Soleil Tan de Chanel, I bought this because of the Anna edit, and so many other people were talking about it. Probably like 2018, this thing was a star. People who use this like really rave and stand by it, and it looks scarily orange, but on the skin when you blend it in, it really it really doesn't look that way. It doesn't give you that Oompa Loompa kind of vibe, but it stays blendable. It doesn't smell bad. It doesn't look weird. And I use it here and there. And whenever I think I should declutter it, I end up keeping it. So I'm gonna still hold on to this one. I really enjoy it. It's not something that I'll repurchase again, but it's gonna last a long time. And this, you guys, is my lip collection. There's definitely some new additions in here since I decluttered in the past, but it's a lot smaller. There's a hair. It's a lot smaller than it used to be. I'm just going for these. This is a Marc Jacobs lipstick in Cora, pinky orange. I'm gonna give it away. This is a lip gloss from Kjaer Weis that is pretty nasty and I think quite expired. It smells funny and looks weird. I did enjoy it while I had it, but I'm gonna throw it out, and this packaging is leaking. This I don't really wear a lot, but I'm keeping it for sentimental purposes, and I actually really like the color. It's a YSL lipstick. Look how awesome Fire Engine red that is. It's really nice, like very iconic. It's Rouge Pure Couture 01. I'm gonna keep this always because it's engraved with my dog's name on it, Chaika, and I miss him. This is MAC Ruby Woo. It's kind of falling apart, but it's like a really classic blue red. I feel like every woman has or has had in her lipstick collection. This one is in Twig that I bought when the Kylie Jenner lip was really hot. I don't wear this color anymore, so I'm gonna give Twig away. I'll hold on to Ruby Woo because it's classic. The other MAC lipstick that I have is this one in Morange. Look how good that is. That is amazing Fire Engine red orange color. So if you compare these two, like Fire Engine red lipsticks are my favorite. 2 is enough for MAC. This is another Bite Beauty liquid lip. I really do like Bite Beauty a lot. They're one of my favorite formulations. This is an amazing, again, another awesome Fire Engine red. It's more of a glossy liquid lip. Pretty messy though, in my opinion. And this is in Flambe. Gets all over my chin whenever I do wear it, so I'll probably give it away. Glossier reformulated their Generation G lipsticks. My favorite was the red one. I forget what that one's called. And then I ordered Leo, which is like a really brownie kind of glossy matte color. I don't know. Their formula is really, really easy, really effortless, but their packaging is so bad. Like, it just never stays closed, even with this new reformulated packaging. And this Leo color makes my lips look pretty brown, so I think I'm gonna give this one away, actually. I have a couple of Bite Beauty lipsticks here. The one that I wear the most is Fig, and it's the only sort of pinky nude color that I have, and when I do wear nudes, the pinky nudes tend to look better on me. They have a really nice formulation. One of my favorite formulations are from Bite Beauty, so I'm gonna keep this one. This is a really nice mini that I have called Gazpacho. It's like a pinky blue red. I don't wear it that much anymore, don't really love it, so I'm gonna give it away. I sort of really now understand the tones of red that I prefer on my lips, and there's some that I don't really like over others. This one is called Maple from Bite Beauty, and it's kind of like a bricky sort of red. This one to me is more fall. I'm gonna hold on to it and see if I like it. I'm kind of undecided on this maple color. This one is from NYX. I bought it because of Desi Perkins. It's in their shade Indie Flick. It's a really cool, like, orangey red kind of color, and it's a little bit different than the other one that I always go for, which is Red Square by NARS. 2 slightly different shades of orangey red here. I definitely wear the Red Square one a lot more than the Indie Flick, but I mean, it might be a nice to have. How many more red lipsticks do I need? I like these all though. So this is a liquid lip. It's probably the only liquid lip that I'm going to keep. It's the NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment in Starman. I love the name of it, first of all, but it's a really nice, intense red lip that stays on really well and it doesn't really like dry out and crack on your lips, so it's actually a really nice formula. And then this is probably one of my favorite, I don't really know how to categorize this color, but it's Freckle by Fenty Beauty. I really like this formulation. It stays on really well. This color is really unique. It's kind of like a terracotta bricky red. I don't even know what to call it, but I always get compliments on it whenever I wear it. This is the only thing from Fenty that I have, but I kind of understand the hype. This is another bit from Chanel Beauty that I actually really enjoy, and you're supposed to pat it on your lips or use the brushes and it turns into like a really nice sort of custom stain or a gloss. It's the lip balm and powder duo from Chanel, and it's like a really unique sort of concept when it comes to adding color to the lip. It adds like a really nice stain to the lip, and for me it turns into this like perfect French girl red lip that I absolutely love, that sort of just fades over time. It makes your lips look really bitten and just chic. I like never use any of these, but you might say that MAC is my favorite lip liner. I'll probably just keep this one, the red, and then this Makeup Forever lip liner in 5C. It doesn't make my lips look super duper 90s. It has like a decent pigment to it, so I'm gonna hold on to these two. So this is my entire lip collection. It's been a long time coming, but I am really happy with this. Okay guys, so this is all of my makeup that I decided to keep. Not bad. I think I can free up a lot of room in my desk now. And then really quickly, I'll just show you what the toss pile looks like and what the giveaway pile looks like. I told you I'm oily, look at this. This is everything that I have tossed. Some of this is like recyclable and stuff, so I'm gonna go through it and see what I can dispose of properly. There's like a lot in there. This is all the stuff that I am going to pass on and give away. That was, you know, very rarely used, and that's just good enough, in good enough shape to give away. So that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I feel really good about this declutter. I think I'm starting to get a lot more clarity about myself and what I like and what I don't like. And I'm really starting to let go of the things that no longer bring me any value or bring me any joy and just add to the clutter in my life. It's starting to get easier to let those things go and just say goodbye to them. As you can see, I am really shiny, really sweaty. I've been doing this for a few hours now, and I'm ready to go reorganize my desk because now my makeup collection is no longer spanning the length of the entire drawer. It's minimized and whittled down to a pretty good size, so I'm happy about that. So let me know if you guys have decluttered your makeup lately, and let me know if makeup is hard for you, because for so long I would hold on to makeup and just think, oh, I could probably wear this here, or what if I want to do this smoky eye. Makeup for me was really easy for me to talk myself into keeping, because even though a lot of it expires and goes bad and kind of gets gross, I feel like it ends up enduring and living in my drawer anyway for much, much longer, and I still always ended up trying to keep it and use it just in case in the past. And this time I really let go of that and was just able to declutter a lot more than I even thought I could. Let me know if you've decluttered your makeup recently. I'm really curious to know, because I feel like a lot of us are really passionate about makeup and have a lot of different thoughts about it. Curious to see what your thoughts are. Leave this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It really helps me out, and if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit subscribe, because I have a lot more declutters coming. I'm really overhauling this space and just slowly but surely getting rid of the clutter. Okay, I need to shower now and like blot. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.